Welcome in, everybody. It's another episode of the DNVR Rapids podcast, and it is a loser's lounge. An unfortunate, a deserved, a frustrating, annoying, what the hell kind of loser's lounge. I'm your host, Mitchell Carroll, aka Merchel, and I am joined by the fellas. It's Super Cowboy Super, yeah. I almost blew it. Almost.
Yeah, it's a whatever fucking night tonight, man.
I can't.
I decided to do with my Saturday night. I swear.
I cannot wait to get into Yaya's feelings on this game. Of course, we are also joined by Downtown Dwayne Brown. Thumbs down, Dwayne Brown. There it is. Boom.
Thumbs down, Dwayne Brown.
How about that? How about that?
It's not even a loser's lounge. It's a failures lounge is what that game was. Goodness.
Yeah, I mean, okay, a lot to get into. Let's just go through it. Rapids threatened super early. Rafa's super off, but whatever. Then Omir gets called off. Then Rafa scores.
No, Omir didn't get called off. Kevin got called off.
Sorry, Kevin. Well, yeah, Omir's goal got waved off.
Yeah.
Then Rafa scores off a corner. Then Omir scores. Then Rafa is called off again. Close, but the right call. And you're like, great, 42nd minute at 8:19 p.m. tonight. I'm sitting here thinking, all right, winner's lounge. They're cruising. The offense looks unbeatable. They should have 5 goals at halftime or close to it. San Jose never stood a chance, and 90 seconds later, 2-1. Into stoppage time. Oh, sorry. So it was 2-1. The Rafa is called offsides on that goal. They go down, and the new guy, Hernan, the new DP in San Jose, goes ahead and levels it right before the break. Somehow you go from absolute domination, right? Domination to tied at half. Yeah. What was going through your head there at the break?
I'm just thinking this team gave up. That's all it is. It's that simple. You're up 2-0. There's no reason for you to lose this game. There's no reason for you to let them in. Let them back into this game before even the half with about 10 minutes left in the game. In that half, there's no reason they should score 2 goals there. That's a team being complacent and not being ready to defend, to be ready and get going. Like, it's just so stupid. Sam is getting cooked on that left side all night. Kabal defensively is nowhere to be seen, especially on that corner kick where he just lets his assignment completely go. And it's just so annoying. Also, on that first goal, Zach Steffen had no reason trying to hit that away when you have 2 defenders right next to you. You literally gave him a free ball in front of net, basically. Like, it's lack of concentration. You're getting opportunities on the other side, and you can't even hold on to the ball a little bit. You're inviting pressure with nothing else left. It didn't make any sense to me. None at all. Like, this is not on coaching, in my opinion. This has nothing to do with the ref, the goal being called back, none of that. You're up 2-0. There's no damn excuse for you to let them back in the game before the half even ends, let alone not even attack in the second half and let them control the tempo of the game. That's unacceptable when you're playing at home. This completely falls on player mentality. I get it. You're up 2-0. It's easy to cruise. You cannot cruise unless you're ready to defend that back line, and they just were not ready.
Dwayne, how'd you feel at halftime?
Pretty much the same as Yaya. I was super disappointed in the defense. Yeah, it was a weird start to the game in general. Like normally the Rapids are a come out swinging and then kind of fall off a little bit. And today it was the opposite. It was really, we got put on our heels by San Jose, who came out swinging, started to put it together, score some goals that didn't count, score some goals that did count. And the defense is something that I just have so much confidence in that I don't even have to think about. And it was bad. It was bad. So it was weird to have to even think about the defense this much. But tonight it's a day where you're just like, man, I thought we were better than this, but here we are. You got Maxu coming off of busted face and playing out of his mind to playing what I thought was a pretty bad game tonight. It just so many things didn't make sense. It was bad.
I wouldn't put really much of any of it on Maxu personally. I think it was the outside backs. I think it was Ollie in the midfield. Maxu and Bombi were defending for their lives because no one was giving them any support to speak of. I mean, they were being left out to dry completely. Sam especially. We'll get into all this. Second half, no changes at the break. You know who would be good at the break when your midfield's getting torn apart? Lamine Diak, a destroyer who can chase down the ball and get in the way. Or maybe Jasper Laffelson, but nope. Lamine doesn't even make the bench. And this is where I'm going to get upset later when we finally talk about this part. I'm going to get really upset because Jonathan Lewis needed minutes apparently. No Jasper, no Diak, no change at the break. Then you switched out just Kevin for Calvin, right? Okay.
That was like 20 minutes in too.
No, that was 58th minute or something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then okay, fine, sure, decent change, whatever. And then the next change was Ronan and Yappy come on. And like Ronan, you got to get Ronan back on there, right? Like you have to see what you have, even though he hasn't really been a part of the best soccer this team has played this year, right? He played all of 10 minutes of the only win he was a part of. And so he comes on, Yappy comes on. We can get into the Yappy conversation later, I guess. I think the next thing was the San Jose goal. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then just the most bizarre subbing of the season, I would say, for Armis. Down 3-2, right? You put Edwards on, you take off Sam and Keegan, and bring on Lewis to play left wing back. Does that sound? What's going on there? What do you guys feel about that? We were stumped on press row.
I honestly at that point I didn't care. I was already so pissed at this game. Like I don't give two shits about those subs. This game was lost a long time ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Once J. Lou came in, that was the white flag for me. J. Lou was the white flag for this game, and there's no other need to even care about the last 10 minutes because nothing was going to happen. Honestly, and if I'm completely honest, that's how I felt. That game was lost too long ago, and the white flag was when J. Lou came on.
Man, very, very silly subs. I felt like Armis was chasing his tail there. And then, honestly, the best chance of the second half came in stoppage time. It was that extra pass out to Lewis who sailed it, right? You thought Rafa could have taken the shot. You thought Georgie could have then taken the shot, and instead you get a long distance sailor from Johnny Lewis. They actually afford, it's crazy because San Jose pulled a Bobasi and Pellegrino off of this, right? And you think, okay, well, maybe they have a chance. They were fine with a draw, right? But nope, no chance. Rapids blow it again at home. They've been kind of not great at home.
They've been shit at home.
Kind of weird.
We're not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not sure. Team has been great, and I'll give them their props. Their props are due. At home, There's no excuse. You guys have been bad. That's supposed to be your fortress. You're playing with added altitude. You talked about this whole time, how at home we're supposed to dominate, and you guys have it, and it's been disappointing. There's no way around it. There's no excuses. It's the truth. You guys have pulled out some incredible away results, and I'll give you all the credit for that. And at home, you've had one game where you're completely excited, and that's against LAFC. Besides that, you guys have given nothing but duds at home.
Yeah, so 1 win, 1 draw, 2 loss. No, they've won twice. They beat LAFC in Dallas. You blow a game to Houston completely. Blow a game to Nashville to get a draw. It's just been rough. Been rough at home. Very strange. This seems nails on the road, like nails, Dwayne. Like, what's the Jekyll and Hyde thing going on here?
I don't know that it's home versus away. I just think this team was bad tonight. This was bad soccer all the way around. I mean, there was a few bright spots and a couple of things that were, nice to see, but this was a team that came out and played for a few minutes and then just quit. I don't see this as a team that, someone was saying, I don't know, might have been Wanners or somebody, but, this was a team that was still scrappy and fighting its way out. Not tonight. I didn't see any of that. I mean, I saw a lot of running around with bad passes towards the end. Like, that's not the dog I need to see. I mean, it's just... there's so many elements to this game that are disappointing. I don't even know where to start. Other than the defense, and I do like, I will go to bat for myself and say Maxu was not good tonight. There's some times he got left on an island, as someone was saying, but he still quit when he was on an island. I watched him stand there and just watch balls go by and wait for someone else to take care of it. And not acceptable. You're the last of, line of defense, and you got to get on it, even when you're screwed by the midfield and whatever. Like, that's what you are, that's why you're there, because you're good at that. But like tonight, it's just that I don't know. We talk about work rate and effort, and they've been so good lately, and just it's like there was an on-off switch and someone just turned it off tonight. It was frustrating to watch, man.
I mean, real quick, Smasher on the comments. I get it. San Jose, it's re-energized. They have their star player and everything. It doesn't matter. You were up 2-0 at home before the break, and you let them in within 10 minutes. That's the issue. The issue has nothing to do with them losing. It has that you were up 2-0, you let them back in before the half even ended. That's the problem with this team right now.
You go up 2-0 at the 42nd minute, and it's 2-2 at the break. That's no bueno right there, brother. Honestly,
we got cooked in transition.
I kind of, where I want to start, and you guys disagreed in our group chat, but we get the lineups from Rapids Prep, from Rapids Media, Rapids Comms, and you see, oh cool, Ronan's back. Oh cool, Lewis is back. Okay, why is Lamine not in? Right? Why is Lamine not in? Is he hurt? No. They felt that with Lewis ready to go, and Ronan, that Lamine got dropped from the lineup. And it goes back to Warner's earlier comment where it's like subs are important. You might find yourself where you need a guy like that, and to be that comfortable with your roster of a bunch of wingers that don't score. Well, tonight Omir scored, and whatever. Harris had a nice game last, but it's just consistently over and over. Why does this team need anything from Jonathan Lewis when what we need is a stalwart in defense? You need to be able to turn back and see a 6 in the middle who can do something, and to not even give yourself that option, it screwed you tonight. It was, I don't know why you favor Jonathan Lewis off an injury over Lamine Diak on the bench. It blew my mind. And from right there, it shows that you're going into this with, I think, a pretty terrible game plan. And you're right. Players were all terrible. Defense was terrible. Maxu, Sam, Keegan, Ollie wasn't great. But, man, it felt like you were going into this assuming that you were going to roll like you did in New York, and you didn't even give yourself options to turn it around.
To me, again, I think the game plan was not bad. I really don't, especially because you.
Yeah, I guess you dominated for 40 minutes. You're
exactly.
You're right.
You put 5 goals in the back of the net. One questionable call, which was that Omir goal. I think that should be allowed. Kevin did not stop a play. He did not do anything to affect the play. Yet they counted offsides. Dumbest thing ever. The other 2 are offsides, but barely. And you had Jordy and Ollie cooking in that midfield a little bit in the first 30 minutes or so, and they were creating opportunities for Rafa. Rafa looked energized today. Rafa looked like a different striker.
I think it was his best game.
Exactly. And you're telling me that to me is not a bad game plan. You're right that Lamine should have been in the bench, and it doesn't even have to be about what he can bring to the game. It's about you have him on loan, and you don't even know what the guy can give you on this starting 11, on this bench, on this game, and you can't even decipher him as a player because you don't see him in real life action. You don't see him in MLS games. You only see him in practice when you tell him what to do. What happens when he's out there left on an island? How is he going to react? Can he keep up with the best players in the league? That's what you need to know, and we don't know any of that right now about Lamine Diack. That's the issue. My issue is not even favoring Lamine Diack, favoring Jonathan Lewis over Lamine Diack. Where's Kimani Stewart-Baines, a guy that's giving you more production?
He was hurt this week. He wasn't training, so he wouldn't have played today.
If I get that, I get that. But even the last game, he hasn't got a minute. This dude has been more productive than Jonathan Lewis has been in less minutes.
Yes. 100%.
And Jonathan Lewis is getting more minutes than him. No sense at all. Don't get it. I don't understand that. Seb Anderson, like him, good kid, hasn't done great. You talk about Michael Edwards, same exact thing. What is he bringing to the table?
Well, MLS debut for him tonight, so shout out to him.
Again, great job. I'm not trying to discredit Michael Edwards at all.
Sure.
But you got to put your best players out there. You got to have the best players available. And that's not what's happening right now. And that's pissing me off because we've seen flashes from the guys. And some of these retreads keep getting chances that don't create anything. And I just don't understand it.
I mean, the Lewis thing is insane. What has he shown ever to be like, man, you know what we need to do? Better get Lewis in off this injury. Down in the game, we better get him on there. Oh God, there's not a player I want to see less take the field ever for this team right now. I don't get it. Bizarre. It's just you wonder if Sam's face stops that shot instead of sends it into the back of the goal, how different this game is, right? Like Sam takes one off the face to make it 2-1. Brutal for him. And it was just so quickly downhill there. It's who knows?
This game just makes me so angry. I'm just so pissed off.
I know. I can tell. I kind of just want you to go. I just want to clear out.
2-0, 2-0, man.
I know.
Before the half, and they're already tied. That is full mental lapse from the team. The coach had no time to make an adjustment before the goal was already in there. That makes no absolute effing sense. How can you be already thinking about the next game? You're not even at halftime yet.
Yeah.
Focus on what you're doing. I get it. There's a young squad. That's why you have players like Maxu. That's why you have players like Cole, who's a leader, like Jordy, to, hey, guys, let's get our minds right. And it didn't happen. Why? I don't get it. What happened?
Shout out to everybody in the Toyota chat presented by the 2024 4Runner. My guy, Ian Hart, I gotta question why you like Lewis. There's only one player worse at finishing in this league than him, and it's Kevin Kabal. So I'm not sure what we're seeing there.
Kevin has scored goals.
Kevin has actually scored. You're right. So there you go. That is kind of funny.
I don't know how to feel about Kevin Cabral, man. I'm so like, I don't.
I mean,
know.
he missed. See, here's the thing. All
I
this
feel
crazy
like he-
shit happened in the first half, and you forget that Kevin Cabral somehow missed the most. It was harder for him to kick that shot into Yarby than it was to score. Like, he somehow missed the easiest chance he will have all year and tapped it into Yarby's chest instead of scoring. That's harder.
Right now, man, Kevin Cabral is like gaslighting me into thinking like that's what's going on, dude. I know that he's bad, and he's like, "No, look at me, I'm kind of good," and I'm like, "No, you're not." And then he does little small things. I'm like, I feel like I'm being gaslit completely by Kevin Cabral, and I feel like I'm being lied to. I feel crazy even thinking about Kevin Cabral. Like,
Okay.
I feel insane. I hate it.
You are insane. But we're gonna harness this into a great next segment. But first we got to talk about our friends at Toyota. Look, Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR. We got this sweet Tundra that's all decked out in DNVR flags and logos. And those trucks have always been a part of Toyota's DNA. For generations, Toyota has built durable legends destined for greatness and perfect for Colorado. Whether you're conquering off-road trails or hauling your ass back home from another disappointment at the Richard, there's a Toyota truck that's just right for you, like the all-new 2024 Tacoma and the return of the iconic 2024 Land Cruiser coming this spring. Toyota offers 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the Epic 4Runner. And Toyota also currently offers more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker to give customers numerous choices to reduce their carbon footprint. 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, like Tundra, iForce Max hybrid truck. Toyota SUVs take command on the road and on the trails, so you can explore the road less traveled without sacrificing smooth city rides in SUVs like RAV4 and Grand Highlander. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Colorado Rapids and the official vehicle of DNVR. We're also brought to you by our friends at Fubo. Ah, we love Fubo. Yeah, what'd you watch on Fubo today?
The Avs get their teeth knocked in.
Yeah, it sucks. God damn it. Sorry to bring that up. Well, you could have watched any of the other 140 plus live channels of sports shows, movies, and news. You can stream live TV from any device. You can watch the most Colorado sports for the lowest price. Start watching. You could go right now to that link, FuboTV.com/DNVR. Go right now and start watching because you get a free trial. There's no contract, no cable, no hassle. Just sign up, start watching. 1,000 hours of cloud DVR included at no extra charge. And you can watch your local teams while traveling. You know what local teams are really hard to watch? The Colorado Rockies, and they are on Fubo all season long. You got NFL offseason stuff. You have U.S. Open of tennis is coming up, UEFA Euros, Copa America, golf majors, all sorts of stuff coming up. And you can watch all of your favorite sports, including the Rockies, on Fubo. Go to www.FuboTV.com/DNVR to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. Man, where do we go? Do we just jump into player grades? Do you guys have anything else you want to be mad about? Because, I mean, there's plenty. Do you want to talk about the Kevin Cabral offside, indirect offside call?
It's stupid because
I mean, I was trying to watch the replay on Apple on my phone while like trying to tweet through and watch the game.
I watched the replay several times and listened to their breakdown of it a few times.
So it seems to me the interpretation of the rule is if a player in an offside position prevents another player from being able to have the opportunity to play the ball, they are flagged for offside. Now, if you're looking at the rules or the words of the rule, that is what happened. Now, if you watched the play, the San Jose defender did that to himself.
Yeah, he took a dive.
It was very clear. Yeah. And so how is that Kevin Cabral's fault, and how is that goal ruled off? I thought that was insane. Luckily, ref's not this story because the Rapids blew it. Lucky for the ref that's not the story.
It was a real bad call because you're absolutely right. Like, he hit the brakes which made very minor contact, and he took a dive, which the Quakes were doing. I mean, we're finally starting to realize why they chose San Jose Earthquakes is because the ground is rumbling and everyone's falling down, because that's their game strategy for both games that we played them this season, was to fall down a whole bunch, which worked great with this ref. She loves the whistle. And so that was a great strategy for them. And I thought that was it was a very literal interpretation of the rule, like you said, Mitch. But it was the wrong call when you look at it in context. Context is key. And context was thrown out in this for a literal interpretation of the law.
It does feel like soccer does need to revamp the rules to leave a little bit more interpretation involved. It's too literal at times, and again, it's the right call. I do think it's the right call. The letter of the rule, it's that. I get it. Just it's such a dumb way, because it's clearly not Cabral interfering. It's the San Jose Earthquake player running into him and Cabral trying to get away from it. He didn't even see the player behind him. It's so dumb that it happened. I hate it so much. It's stupid. Especially because Omir completely killed it. That little run into the box, took two guys out, then puts it in the top right. Amazing play. Thankfully, he got his goal at the end, and he kind of got that recognition at least. But it's the right call, but it's a stupid call in all forms. If it had happened to San Jose, I would have thought it was stupid as well. It's just what it is. I think if any team did it, I think it's
so ticky-tack. He clearly is not playing the path of the ball. He's playing the path of Kevin Cabral's heel, so his foot can hit it. It's so clearly not a soccer play, and it just drives me crazy.
Yeah, that's the thing that annoys for the most part.
I'm recruiting Crash to the Dwayne soccer law firm. If I run into a wall, it's the wall's fault. That to me is the best interpretation of how dumb that call was tonight.
No, it was a stupid call. Don't get me wrong, but it is by the letter of the law. It's what it is.
Yeah, I'm just not a strict constitutionalist on the law. I'm not. I believe in context.
No, you're right. That's what it should be. Context. But they don't allow context in soccer rules, unfortunately. That's not what they're made for. That's why Arsene Wenger wants to change half the rules and make it so it's hey, let's play the game like it should be, not just ticky-tack the whole way.
I agree. Guys, who do you think the best player for the Rapids and, according to Fama, the best player of the game was tonight?
Rafa.
Easiest, one of the easier ones of the year, I would say.
Rafa cooked tonight, man. I was so happy.
He was great.
Rafa.
I thought he was great, really well.
The way he chipped the RB2 on that offside was just really cheeky, which I really do appreciate. I thought it was so funny. I love when he gets into his little sauce, where he had that little half turn in the middle of the field between two players, and he kicked it out to himself. I thought that was incredible.
That was an Anthony-ass turn. That was unnecessary.
No, he needed it. Actually, on the dude, if you see it on the pitch on the TV, he actually needed it. He was crowded between two players.
All right, fair enough. I'm from a stationary view up top. Fair enough.
He actually needed it. It was kind of cool.
Only 3 other Rapids in the green. Omir 7-8. Solid game for him.
I thought he had this Omir's best game as a Rapid
by a mile. He definitely he should start next week. He hasn't lost that starting spot to me.
Yeah. The other one has, I don't know, man. Cabral, the other one that I just still don't know what's going on. My mental gymnastics on him were crazy.
Are we talking enough about how good Rafa was, considering how laser focused this fan base and team has to be on how he plays with the they're surely not going to exercise the buy option, but they will be negotiating to keep him in Colorado. He is on a heater. Right? I mean, his play is getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
Is that
Rafa's
are we giving it
his
enough?
Case?
Yeah.
I mean, he's stating his case. I mean, I have been the biggest critic out of the 3 of us on Rafa. He's stating his case, and he looked good tonight. I felt bad for him. about all of his goals getting called back.
Mm-hmm.
I just started feeling just horrible for the guy. Like as a human being, I felt bad for him. Yeah, I mean he's showing up. You know, the clock is ticking, and you know, Rafa's playing like a guy who wants to get paid. So, and he's doing what we need, what we've been asking him to do, which is to
And he's
put
at half
balls
a
in the
goal a
net.
game. I mean,
Yeah, he's putting the ball in the net.
That's about as much as you can ask for.
That's what you want from a striker.
So trajectory, I kind of feel for him a little bit. Granted, he is older than this guy I'm about to compare him to is Tati Castellanos. When he came to New York, he came on a loan, kind of started half the season, not really great. People were like, what the hell's going on? He had a little bit more production, of course, but like after a year, he kind of really took off. And then now he's in Europe playing for Corona and doing all these things, like being under the Manchester City group and helped him out quite a bit. That's kind of where I kind of see him going. Granted, he is older, so hopefully we just get to keep him around Colorado longer if he does have that kind of production.
That's actually a really good player comp there / situational comp. I like it. Wanners hates it. I like it.
And I'm not saying Tati is like an all-time scorer. Like Tati is great, dude. I'm not saying he is Tati. What I am saying is that they started out similarly when they kind of started playing in the MLS. Sorry, Wanners. I'm not trying to say he plays like Tati or none of that. Just looking at production and kind of where they went.
Hey! You don't have to explain yourself to Wanners. He's in the comments. You're on the pod.
I'm just saying. I'm not because I know multiple people. I know multiple people are gonna ask about this. I know they are. I know how this happens.
No, you're right.
Also,
it was out of pocket, but
him and
it's okay.
Him and Omir are like the only two Latinos left on this squad, which is insane.
Yeah, I mean, literally no Spanish as a first language, except for Chacon, but he hasn't seen the field ever actually.
Yeah.
So kind of crazy. Man. Okay, so the other greens, Georgie was in the green, but I think it was one of his quieter games. But the assist on the corner,
had a couple of good plays.
Max, who gets bumped into the green with a 7-0 for the assist. So
incredible.
You know, hey, he had an assist, which is more than Cabral, Ollie, Cole can say, any of the offensive subs. Man, Yappy. Can we talk about Yappy?
Yes.
Is he ever going to score a fucking goal?
No.
Is he ever going to contribute ever? Or is he just going to get 4,000 MLS minutes of cardio? Like, what is going on?
That poor man is cursed for life. That young man does not got anything going for him right now.
I don't see it and I don't get it. And you have to bring back, I think you have to bring back Rafa no matter what, but you have to go get another striker. That cannot be your option off the bench. It's just, he has like, how many more minutes do you need?
I don't know.
He's played with Rafa. He's played without Rafa. He's played on the wing. He's played on the other wing. He's played as two strikers. He's played as solo striker.
The thing with Yappy, dude, and it's the same thing. I think he just needs a goal. He needs an assist. He needs something to get him going. Confidence is at an all-time low right now. You've been the guy through many age groups and all this. It happens. Jamal Murray missed how many shots when he started his career in a row? Was it like 40 or something like that? 27? Some crazy number? Like, it happens. Once you get that first one to fall, once you score your first goal, everything's going to open up for you. You just give him a penalty. That might be what he needs.
Honestly, really.
Loan him out to a lower level and get his confidence back up. That's like, honestly, I don't think
go join Remy down in Phoenix and win a bunch of games.
Stay away from Phoenix. Stay away from that place. I'd rather go
it's doing wonders for Remy, man.
Yeah, I like Remy. I doesn't mean I like the team. Go to New Mexico. I don't know. Go to Switchback. Stay in Colorado.
Hey, shout out for Switchbacks. Super Yusuke Hanya had a goal today for them.
He's a man of the match as well.
Yeah, he was awesome. Look, I just want him to score. Is what it comes down to. Is I think every one of us on this panel, everybody in the comments, all the listeners, all the fans in the stands just want to see Yappy score. Like, that's it. But at this point, you do have to find something else in this summer window to boost this attack, because I'm sorry, how many times we have to see these guys not score? Calvin seems to be the only impact guy that can come in cold, or not cold, warm, like in the 60th, in the 70th, and have an impact. Nothing? We're done? Cool. Moving on.
No, I don't know what to say. Honestly, dude, Yappy just to me confuses me a lot. Like, and Juan, like, yeah, you're trying to say, oh yeah, Omir's the same thing. But Omir has a proven track record, at least in the past. Like, you've seen Omir actually do something for Red Bull. He hasn't done much for Colorado, but he also had got a lot of chance for Colorado. Yappy, in the last year, didn't do anything either when they needed him. Like, it's been a long time coming in the MLS, a full season with no stats, basically, except for minutes. He needs something going for him. I think he just needs a load. He needs to get his confidence up.
Yep, that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, he's only played however many he got tonight. So he's not even at 350 minutes this year.
We need another winger, man. I want Kamani Sturbanes back in here.
Me too.
Calvin Harris. And I'm not blaming Yappy at all. I just want him to get it. I'm not blaming Yappy at all. I just want Yappy to go out somewhere and try to do something for himself.
Yeah, I think Yappy still has a ceiling that is reachable and as a productive player, but you're relying on a 19-year-old who just hasn't been able to find an impact in the MLS yet, right? And that's kind of your, like, I'm not, like, I think Wanners, I agree with everything you're saying, but he's also the only big option to come in the box when you need a goal, right? Like, he's your, like, what are you going to bring? You going to put Lawless up top, like Harry Maguire style at the end of a game? Like, what are you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need that. And so you need to find something that's not Yappy and Jonathan Lewis. Like, you just need it, because this isn't it. You needed it tonight and you didn't have it. You couldn't turn to it because it wasn't there.
What do you think, Dwayne?
I actually am on Team Wanners on this.
I think I am too. I agree with him.
I don't think that Yappy is a sub on the wings. Like, I mean, he's always been billed as a striker. That's what we talked about him all last year and the year before. And now he's, like Wanners is saying, like, he's not being subbed in for Rafa, and, one of you mentioned last year how he didn't get it done last year. And it's because he wasn't getting service, but both of you have gone to bat for Rafa a bazillion times, saying last season and early this season, well, he's not getting service. He's not getting service. Well, Yappy isn't either. So it's,
yeah, that's right.
Like, you have to compare them at at least give them the same sort of argument. Like, he's not being supported in the same way.
My thing with Yappy
go ahead.
My thing with Yappy, it's you're completely right. But the difference between Yappy and Rafa is that Rafa has to be your starter right now because you're paying him all that money.
For sure.
And Yappy is young enough where he can send him out on loan just to get his confidence up, because he has missed open goals in front of net when he has gotten that. And it's the confidence thing. To me, it has nothing to do with his talent. I think he's a great player. I still have high hopes that he's going to go out to Europe and make the Rapids a buttload of money. I still think that's going to happen. But I think he just needs to go somewhere and find his footing again, because it happens to young players at times. You just need confidence to bring you back up, because you've been the guy for so long in all these age groups. And then once you hit a group where everybody is the guy, it's kind of hard to, like, battle that at times.
Oh, no, I agree. I think a loan would really help him out a lot, But if he's not on loan, I think he should be subbed in at striker.
Oh, 100%.
That's the point I'm saying. Like, it's just that if we are going to keep him, then let's sub him in at striker instead of, like, continuing to put him in a position at wing where he's not going to develop into a striker.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like I think it's
At least
kind of
Armis
disservice.
is trying to put play him with those, because he's been playing those wingers a little more back than when Frazier was in charge, where the wingers were on the line all the way up, all the way out. He's at least putting Yappy in the box with Rafa and giving him a chance. So I think we'll see it. I do think we'll see it.
I think if it's a 4-4-2, then that's where you see Yappy start next to Rafa. I would be
sure
in trying.
I just tonight you needed someone to come in, and it's not just Yappy. It's Jonathan Lewis. It's Calvin Harris. It's Omir. It's Kevin Cabral. It's everybody, right? Like, this offense needs a striker and a winger. Yahya has been screaming for a winger on this show for how long? It's like you need more. The depth isn't there. And you would think it's contract year for Jonathan Lewis. Didn't do anything to start, got hurt, came in tonight and looked so you need something there. Don't know what it is, but I think we can get into that in a sec. But first, let's talk about our friends over at Breckenridge Brewing. Yeah, I could use a Breck brew right now, I think.
Breck brews would actually do the opposite of what I need.
Look, check out Breck Brew's new West Coast style IPA, Ridge Runner, double dry hopped, inspired by the untamed beauty of Colorado's trails. Hop back infused with whole cone hops and a double dose of citrolupulin powder creates notes of bright citrus and pine. Look, we love our Breck Brews at DNVR. No surprise there. They are our official craft beer of DNVR. Breck Brew has a beer for any occasion, and there's no better way to watch a game than having some Breck Brews. Whether that's your Mountain Beach, your Broncos country, your Avalanche Amber, your Mile High City, you can literally pair your game and your team to the game you're watching. Breck Brew has been doing it for 33 years, and it all comes down to their love and passion for making good beer, and it's made with 100% renewable energy. Try out some of the favorites: Avalanche Amber, Mile High City, Broncos Country, Fun Slinger, Good Company Hard Seltzer. Yai is a Mountain Beach guy.
Love me at a Mountain Beach.
Dwayne, do you have a favorite Breck Brew?
I'm not a beer guy, but here's what I love about Breck Brew. As a designer, their packaging rules.
Straight up. It's great.
If I had to pick a beer, I judge things by their cover as far as packaging goes for products. I would totally choose like that Nuggets, packaging last year. I think Fun Slinger is cool looking. I know this is a dumb way to judge a beer, but they care enough to care about their packaging, and that says they probably care about how it tastes too.
Yep. Check out the beer locator at breckbrew.com to find Breck Brew near you. Also gonna real quick, we got to chime in about DNVR events. There's a whole bunch coming up. We got DNVR Rockies takeovers, including a suite. We have a suite. That's a pregame at DNVR, party bus ride to Coors Field with free Breck Brews. You're in the suite with unlimited food and NA bevs, and then a bus ride back to the bar with a whole bunch of Rockies diehards, and the DNVR Rockies crew. Should be a great time. We have a bunch of trips coming up. Broncos are going to New Orleans. That's through True Fan Travel, so you get flights, hotel, meet and greets, tailgate, transportation to the game ticket, all sorts of stuff there. You can make a deposit through truefantravel.com. You can secure your spot there. There's only so many tickets we have available for that. We got watch parties for Nugs and Avs. I'll be at the Nugs watch party tomorrow as they make it 2-2, hopefully. Everyone else is disappointing me right now, so I really need it. And then Buffs have road trips to Nebraska and Orlando this year, so make sure you check that out also through True Fan Travel. And then just follow us, DNVR_sports and thednvr.com/events, and you can see some cool stuff there. All right. Sam Vines, you guys want to talk Sam Vines real quick, or should we just get into flowers?
Oh, dude, I got like 2 flowers, honestly. We're gonna be sharing a lot.
Okay, let's talk Sam Vines real quick then, because I don't think there's much
Yeah.
flowers
We
to
may
give out
not
in this
have
one.
3 to
Correct.
get through all 3.
Yeah,
Correct.
we might be sharing some of this shit, honestly.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, Sam Vines. Well, yeah. What are you seeing out there?
Oh, dude, I thought he was trending on the way up when we did Stonks a couple weeks ago
Stonks.
because he had a really good like game. I thought he was finally kind of trying to figure it out. After seeing New York, I thought, okay, he's kind of getting there. Like, there's still a lot of things I wanted to improve. I get it. He's a few weeks behind. It might be finally getting there. And then this game, dude, he just gets burnt. Christian Espinosa was just burning him all night. Everybody on that wing was just burning him all night. He moved up into a striker / winger for like 10 minutes and got no service, did nothing up there either. It's like, I don't know what's going on, man. I really like Sammy. We had him on the show. He seemed focused. I don't know if it's a style of play, but he just does not seem to be fit like he used to be. He doesn't seem like he's up for the challenge right now, and I don't know what it is.
He seems timid right now, like indecisive, right? Like doesn't know whether to enforce his will offensively, when to go hard defensively, and it just kind of feels like he's in limbo on a bunch of plays, and I think he kind of got ran over. And I mean, look, Espinosa is not an easy cover for anyone in this league, period, right? But you bring in Sam Vines, right? That's a guy he was knocking on the door of a World Cup roster spot, right? You expect him to come back from Europe and be a top whatever back, outside back in the league. That's what you paid the money for. And look, I think we've all seen Sam at his best. So it's frustrating. He doesn't get to push up as much. Hopefully something clicks, right? Like,
yeah,
I'm not exactly sure what it is, but
I don't know if it's also that Cole thing. When Cole came back at first, he
took a while.
very off for the first 20 games of the season until it kind of finally clicked. What if it's just him like mentally not ready there yet? Maybe same things going on with Jordy. Like they show flashes, you kind of see, but it might take a while for it to actually click and for the full buy-in. Because you got to remember, it is a little bit of. It feels like you failed a little bit, even if you didn't. If you come back to the MLS after playing in Europe. These are younger guys. They are 24, 23. Like, it does hurt a little bit more than you think at times. And I'm not saying that that's affecting them, but it could be part of it. It does happen.
Could be.
It's a human aspect that we forget sometimes, that you are fighting against the grain and you might think you're better than this. And I'm not saying they do. I have no inside information. I'm reading the tea leaves from outside. Like, I have no idea. Like, but it could just be a little bit of that as well. It could be a little bit of just mentally they're not 100% bought in yet because they think this is a quick stepping stone, but they forget that you do have to buy in fully for it to all work, and then you can use that as a stepping stone.
Yeah. All right, let's try and find 3 flowers to give in a second, but first we're gonna take a super quick short break. All right, we're back. Welcome back to DNVR Rapids. Going through the losers lounge, Mitch, Yaya, Dwayne, the fellas, as per usual. All right, should we give out some flowers? Should we try and give out some flowers?
Yeah, you got anybody can go. You guys can go first. I think there's 3 that we can give.
Dwayner?
Good, because I only got 2. And I need you 2 not to take them, or I'm screwed.
No, go ahead.
Mine is the most unlikely for me, and that's Rafa.
Easy.
As much as I've criticized him and have questioned whether or not we keep him, the last few games he's continued to build upon the argument that he should stay. Not getting into the money or anything but just staying as a Rapid. Tonight, I thought he played really well. He did exactly what I've been yelling about. I don't need him to do anything else but put the ball in the net as a striker. And tonight he did that. And I have felt heartbroken for him to have those goals taken back because he was playing well. And he deserved to have those goals. Yeah, flowers to Rafa, man. Like he's proving me wrong every game over the past 3 games, and I hope that he continues to do so. I thought he looked really good tonight.
The goal that counted tonight was sweet too.
Mm-hmm.
They were both they were bangers.
Yeah, they were nice.
Was that outside the foot off that corner? Just fell right to him.
It's like on his shin or something.
Yeah, I mean that was sweet, man.
Yeah,
good for him. All right, yeah, go ahead.
You can go ahead, man. I'll let you get the other one. I have 3. I'm telling you, I got 3. I got 3, brother. You're good.
I'm still trying to figure out who deserves flowers because I don't think really many.
Oh, the other one is Omir. It's the simple one, right?
Well, he's also your guy, so go for it.
I'll give it to Omir, man. I thought he had the best game as a Rapid. He scored 2 goals. Only counted as 1, but it was 2 incredible goals.
Man, the one that didn't count was a fucking banger too, man. God.
Yeah, and Omir said at the beginning of the season, we interviewed him. He's the most comfortable on the left wing, right? That's where he wants to be. Like the wing, the left side is where he wants to operate, and you can really tell that he's comfortable there because he can cut in and he has the right leg right there, the right foot. You don't hit balls with your leg really, but like that's kind of what we wanted, man. I think Omir did a great job, and all the flowers to him today for having kind of a breakout game for himself this year.
I have 1 flower. Just 1. And I will give it to Michael Edwards for making his debut. I thought he was solid on the ball. Kind of weird to throw him in as a right center back in a back 3 out of nowhere. Haven't seen that much in training. Haven't seen that much on the pitch. But he went out there and I thought he did a good job. And, you know, he's kind of done the play everywhere. You know, he's played all over, right? He was in San Antonio. He's played with the second team. He's been on the bench for the first team a whole bunch. And, you know, must feel good to get out there at home, play solid in your debut. So good for him.
The other one I want to give to that I had in mind was the fans. I thought the stadium looked incredible on the
15-5. Pretty good.
Like, it looked pretty full compared to what it usually looked. C38 was rocking. It was rolling. I love the goal celebration. Actually, they don't have they changed the goal song. It's not the same one anymore. And they're throwing smoke. I like it. I thought it was a really good environment for soccer, especially through the rain, through a colder kind of Saturday night. I thought in a really bad game to stay all the way to the end. And I thought Rapids fans did a good job. They tried to cheer their team to victory. The team just let you down, guys. I'm sorry about that. I'm not sorry. Screw that. They should apologize to you, not me.
You did great. You brought your fastball tonight, my boy.
This is one of the first games I've been pissed off in a while.
Remember when last year when it was just all of us taking turns with our insane ranting?
Yeah.
Yeah, every lounge.
Every loser's lounge.
That's the only way we were able to keep that thing alive for that year. Honestly.
Man. So you guys both watched from home, right? Tonight?
Yeah.
And
I watched dangerously on my phone driving home.
Why? Well, don't do that.
I know. Well, it was mostly for Penny because she was sitting there.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
I had the
listen
sound
to our
going
friend Brian
through the car.
Crookham on the radio.
So I couldn't get it because it was the ads.
Yeah,
it's on 950 instead of 92.5.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I had 92.5
okay.
dialed up, and it was the ads,
that's okay.
But
that's okay.
Dwayne watched on Apple Extreme on the way home.
But I guess
it was just quick glances.
I love being there. I love being on press row, being able to talk to Rapids comms, get to say what's up to Drew Moore, see what he thinks about the game, and Crookham's up there, and there's people around, and you kind of bounce ideas off of whoever. But then what I'm doing is pulling up Apple on my phone to check in and be like, oh, was this replay? Was this? So, I'm in my head on the way home. I was like, why do I even go to the games? And then it's like, when it's good, it's great. And when it's nights like this, it's like we could have started 45 minutes earlier. It's man, but it was a great environment tonight, even with the rain. And It was, I don't think. Do you guys think this is how close to would you say like the team's level was this game? Like they have Vancouver at home, RSL within a week, RSL away, right? Like that's tough.
I think this was about a 70%, 60%. I mean, you remember you lost by 1 goal. You were up 2-0. You just didn't finish the game. That's the thing. It's about a 70. But my problem with this whole game, and this is my last thought of the game, is this team doesn't have an identity. You're building one of a winning culture little by little. It's hard to do. You got a lot of young players in here. You cannot let this game become part of your new mentality of you can go up, but it's okay to blow it. That's not what it is. And I'm afraid that if this doesn't get nipped in the butt going up against RSL next week, it could become a trend, not on purpose, but because it's just what happens. It's human nature. It's part of sports. Maybe you start creeping in. Hey, maybe we're not as good as we thought. Maybe there's things that we're not good like we thought we were, and you can't let this happen. You gotta nip it in the butt. Rivalry week's coming, and you guys have to make a statement next week, because this could be something that could creep in your mind little by little.
This Vancouver game is. Do you think maybe they were looking ahead a little bit?
Oh, of course they were.
Yeah, I think that's why.
This is a big game. It's a big game.
It's a big game. The scariest thing about tonight's game is that we played down to a worse team's level, and we got burned for it. I've seen teams in all different kinds of sports take on the identity, like Yaya saying about figuring out who you are, of playing down to worse teams' level. And that's a very dangerous thing to take on to your identity, because eventually, not only do you lose points, but you're not consistently building your strategy and your mentality as a team towards beating everybody, so that when you do go up against teams like Vancouver and RSL, you're stuck at less than 100%. This team is not good. Not the Rapids. I'm talking about San Jose. Like, this team is not as good as the Rapids. And we got beat by them. That's lost points. That's a big fail. Vancouver and RSL are miles and miles above the quality of San Jose. This sort of performance, this kind of subs, this sort of, especially in the last third of the game, running around with no real sense of formation, will get you destroyed against a team like Vancouver or RSL. So hopefully this is a one-off. Like, we screwed up, we played a bad game. Hopefully it's a good learning, experience for the club. But as Yaya is talking about, when you're developing that identity, one of the biggest things about being a winning team is that you have to beat the teams that are worse than you. Those are free points, and you have to take advantage and beat up on teams who are not as good as you. That's just a given. You got to do it. So, I hope this is a one-off, and we get back to how we've played the last few weeks, where, this is a team we can get behind. They grind, they fight it out. I hope that's what we get back to, because the next two games are going to be difficult.
Yep.
This kind of effort tonight isn't enough against those teams. It wasn't enough against the bad team. So
no, but this is points you're gonna be missing come
Sure.
decision day. This
yeah,
was
and
bad.
that's a bummer.
This is bad.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Real quick, just programming note: we won't have a studio show this week. We will have post game Wednesday. You two will be doing post game Saturday. I will be at a wedding. Hopefully, with some serious FOMO of Winners Lounge. We'll see. Because if it's a Winners Lounge and the Rocky Mountain Cup is locked, I will be calling in from the dance floor of the wedding for sure. That will just be happening as a heads up. So, yeah, you want to plug us out of here?
DNV_Rapids. Follow us there on Twitter. We appreciate all your guys' support, especially late into a Saturday night. Give us a thumbs up on this video. Recommend us to anybody else, and give us a 5-star review where you hear wherever you hear podcast. All of that helps out a lot. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Dwayne?
Bring us home, Mitch. Bring us home.
Sign up to be a diehard at thednvr.com. You get discounts at the bar. You get free merch. You get cheap merch. You get the best content of Denver sports, access to events, all sorts of fun stuff. We opened up sales for the next DMVR golf tournament, so come hang out there. That's always a fun time. A lot of Breck brews on the course there. And, hopefully the next time we see you is a Winners Lounge. And until then, even when we're frustrated, it stays up the pits.
We all silly like the mayor.